Hello, everybody, welcome. What was a psychic investigator? Hell, everybody, welcome. It was a psychic investigator. So, guys, I hope you're doing well. Let's do the protection because this video is probably it's a kind of a heavy subject, difficult subject, important subjects. So I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and on the goodness of it is. So I am talking today about the subject. So I'm looking for an article. Somebody sent me this article. So I'm talking about ice. And it's something I don't talk often about ice because the whole thing is just very, very awful on many levels. And I had a I had an update. I had a reading with Kathy Beale, the astrologer, last year. And when I came to Brazil, I was looking at my birth certificate and I realized that I had the hour wrong. So I had told her that like yesterday, I think. She's like, "Oh, let me do an update." So it was interesting. I recommend Kathy as an astrologer. So Kathy is professional Aquarian. She does videos sometimes with Louise, and they're Cosmic Owl. The Louise channel is Cosmic Owl. So anyway, Kathy yesterday, it all started because Kathy sent me this when it was broke that ICE was going to airports. This is how fast things move. And um and so Trump had said that he was going to send ICE to airports, but when I saw the headline, I was like, I have my I keep changing my tickets, right? So I have a ticket for early, like the first week of April, the end. So I was like, hell no, I'm not going to fly if ICE is at the airport because even though I have a US passport, you don't know, right? It's very scary. Like I think about my like if it was just me, but I don't want imagine if something happens. I don't want my parents to be worried about me, and it feels very unsafe. So then this was yesterday. So let me show you the article she sent me because then I'm gonna show you guys something so absolutely heartbreaking. And it's the footage of what they ended up doing, which is they took a woman. Okay, so ICE to aid airport security amid partial shutdown, Bordazar says. Tom Homan, President Trump's chief border official, cast the operation largely as one to help ease along security lines. The Homeland Security Department said 14 airports across the country would be involved. So this was, and guys, and look at this. This is Chicago. Look at the lines because they're not paying people because of the shutdown, government partial shutdown, I think. And look at the lines. This is the lines that how you have to get to the airport usually like I know international flights like 3 hours earlier. Now it's probably like 6 hours. I don't know. It's these lines are so long. And and like and this is a situation now they're using it as an excuse, right? I mean, you don't have to be a genius. Anybody would know this, right? That they're using it to do something dark and negative because that's pretty much all they do. So indeed already we have this. And I'm gonna ask my rosary here. So I'm gonna pray here for all the people that are in danger and all the people that have been so treated so horribly by this ice monstrosity. And I want to thank God here for the liberation, because I see the moment of liberation, for the destruction of this ridiculous this agent, these people that are using this agency. And I'm sorry to say, I feel like the branding, whatever's associated with this, it just can't exist. They're gonna have to get rid of this entire agency in the future because it's too dark. Even though I was not one of the people who said, "Oh, I hate," what was it, defund the police. No, I think I'm not like that, but I think ICE, it's a criminal organization, whatever this is. We don't even see their faces, right? So, so I think it has to cease existing. But I'm here praying for God to. I'm thanking God for the moment when this is. I see this collapses, and then I see the ICE agents actually running away in fear because they finally can be identified. But I see, thank you for returning these people that have suffered so much to their families, to safety, and to being paid back for. There has to be financial compensation minimum and jail for all those people. And I thank God for this. And I'm getting this message from the Spirit also saying that, yes, act as if you are the light. If you knew you were powerful, what would you do? What would you see? If you could create reality, what would it be? So that's the mindset that Spirit wants us to operate under, right? That we can change realities, and you have to focus on the things, even though it's very hard to see it. And I think we kind of have to see it. We can also picture the justice for the people that were attacked so brutally. And this woman was attacked in front of her child. Okay. And I see liberation, justice for all the bad people, and truth coming out about all kinds of horrible things that have happened. But there was also, I want to say this. Uh, I'm not gonna do the formal prayer. We can all focus on the things we want to create. And I want to create peace, healing for this woman that was captured, and justice for these people that are doing this horrific, barbaric thing. Okay. Now, I want to say, respond to a comment. I saw there was somebody who left a comment below the video I had talked about the big picture and said, "Oh, but how do I get over, the what's happening to the children and sexual assaults of girls at, the ICE facilities?" And I think the answer to this is, like, listen to the video. The answer is that you are the light. What would you do? You have to carry yourself as if you believe you could change things. Picture that, and picture the people, what do you want to becoming reality? Because if you are the light, you have power. It's that we kind of get it. Some people get, I won't say addicted, but you have to step up in terms of activate your own light and believe that it has the power to change things, because things are going to change. I know it. So it is what it is. But I want to show you this video, and then we're going to go to look at what happens next, because it's, like I said, I've said before, I think that we observe this with no resistance, and the sense of like, oh my God, it's a natural response, empathetic response. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, look at how absolutely awful it is. But what I want you guys to think is to picture this woman finding happiness, stability, reuniting with her child, being righted, and the people that did it to her going to jail. This is the thing. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for allowing me to exercise the light that you gave me. And this light that here is your light that is so powerful. It frees this woman who was taken by the lords of darkness in front of her child. And she was terrified, but God has our back. And the light that comes from God, that we share, that we project upon her, frees her from evil. It grants her freedom. And we see a future, near future, where this is happening, where there is justice, where her story is told, and we know exactly what is right or wrong. and there's justice, and there's the criminals that committed this are going to jail. Okay, so now let me show you what happened. Because, like I said, guys, imagine, and what's also remarkable, you'll see, is that she is clearly from likely Central or South America. She looks indigenous, right? And it's like the type of person that they want. They are racially targeting people. That's obvious, right? And it's like it really is. And of course, like my first thought is like, oh, do I like, I think they're targeting people who look like her more than others, right? Because that's a person who looks Latina, more like in terms of the so-called illegal immigrants, that we have a president who is not doing anything about their like his own truth being killed by an enemy that he collaborates with. That's the level of depravity we're dealing with. But anyway, just as an experience, thinking of coming to the airport, and I'm like, oh, they're going to look at flights that come from South America, of course, and they're going to try to find somebody. Sure. But it's also San Francisco. You would think, right, that that's a place where they would like think twice, but no. So I'm gonna share this. I downloaded the video, and I'm gonna share it with you. So, guys, I thought I thought it was recording because I was playing the video. And my eyes are a little teary. I warn you. Okay, you can skip this part. It's a little strong because it's the scene of a woman being grabbed by ICE at the San Francisco airport. Okay, so what I what I was when I was watching the video, I paused just to tell you, it's 20 seconds. You could see the pain of the terror in this woman's face. And I asked that all of you who are spiritual to bring the light into her and shed God's light on her and observe her being freed, observe her justice, observe.
Leave her alone! Fucking, what are you doing? Leave her alone! What the hell are you doing? I hope you're so fucking proud of yourselves, you fucking assholes. You're on video now, too. Yeah. Shame on you. You fucking un-American pieces of shit. Fuck you.
So that's this video, okay? And so that's the situation. Let me actually ask here what is going to happen here in this case. Now I see that they're now uh, the governor has been. I think they may get her out of there. But okay, let's see what's going to happen next, because I mean this is exactly what was always going to happen, right? That's their goal, and this is how Trump is such a horrible. I mean, he's truly so evil, as I said in that video about the big event, that the goal is evil. And if you think about it, this is the type of video that will scare any tourists from coming to the US, right? It's destroying the tourism industry on top of everything. Because why would anybody want to go on vacation to a place that is like a horrible, like fascist nightmare? Then that's what it looks like, right? So so that's a mass spirit here. What's next for this? What's going on? Stephen Miller is loving it, saying just like the Latino. And he's watching, he's like, "Ha, ha, she doesn't speak Spanish, does she?" And then the Holy Spirit's showing me, it's kind of funny. So it's like, put the Stephen Miller's wife next to this woman. Stephen Miller's wife is not white, is she? And I see that actually Stephen Miller's wife watching that and thinking, like deep down, she knows that she has to keep doing this because she does not feel like she's accepted. It's like the mindset of the person who takes the role of the oppressor. Anyway, going back here to this, what happens next? Stephen Miller is enjoying himself. Okay, but then I see these helicopters. I've had this image before, landing on the grounds of the White House and clearing it out. And he's gonna his hands up. It's like, put your hands up. They're telling him. And I see he's going to prison eventually, having to respond to the crimes. Like, that's a Nuremberg trial, there's truth and reconciliation. And I see that when he's giving testimony, he looks much, much older. He's changed when he comes to give his testimony because the country needs to make an example of all this. Finally, right? We didn't do anything about it for almost the entire existence of the US. And then finally justice comes and it is shown. So, okay, but now let's go back here to I see it's going okay, it shows me 4 days in hell because they will have to be kicked out of your board. Like, think about it, guys. The DSA is exhausted, and then so we saw. Look what has happened in LaGuardia, and they're putting these thugs in, and so what happens next? Then the governors are going to have to put like this is they're trying to collapse everything, right? But it's saying 4 days in hell, so the days of first, so they will probably be in airports until Thursday, and then it's you will have to be walked back. And it's showing me a statement by even Trump is, "Oh, I think Trump has said that maybe some of the enforcement advice has gone too far, and it's just gonna push him further out, closer to the door." And I see that J.D. Vance is like, "Yeah, getting ready, we're ready, getting ready." He thinks he's gonna take over sooner, and he's watching the video, and he's like, "Oh, well," he knows his base is very white supremacist. But he's sort of, like, thinking of the focus group. What does the focus group think about this? Um, but it's saying he is not gonna I keep still hearing that he's not gonna take over, and they're gonna have to answer for this for the rest of their lives. And the so Spirit, what do you want me to do about it? What do you want us to do? It's saying that it goes back to Dr. King have seen the mountaintop. We can get there. Um, So, in the sense that we have to emulate when we see people, we see the best outcome for them. We see their suffering, you project the best outcome for them. I'm not talking about like, oh, she's very successful. She has a huge pool and a big car. Like that's not the materialistic necessarily. It's in the sense of like her heart is at ease. She's with her family. Justice has happened, right? So we have the power to make it happen. And we have that's what faith is about. And that's what spirit wants us to wake up to our own power. And this is the reality that they are creating, but there's no reality coming. And the reality of justice. Again, justice is number one here. It has to happen. Right. I have a question. Why did no one do anything? Like, I mean, I think I understand, right? Because they could be arrested, but honestly, it's like it's saying they're afraid. People are afraid of what's because of what's happening. And the government is being weakened, but it's saying not for too long. And I see that all of this then motivates forces that are hidden to work to get rid of Trump, right? Because what he's done is beyond egregious. Is this like authoritarian dictatorship, basically? That is not, it's only destroying the country very, very, very quickly. So, okay, so this is the message for now. And that's that. So actually, I just saw the face of the guy home and Tom home. So also, I see him in jail, with a mugshot and the prison uniform for a long time. Also, remember how there was something about he some $50,000. He took money. That's right. He took bribe. He was bribed, and that alone is a crime. But he's saying they will come out the things they've done, and there will be a Nuremberg style tribunal. So okay. So that's the message for today. I know this is a hard video and it's not uh uplifting in that sense, but it's uplifting in the sense that we're waking up to our own power and that you have to have faith and project the outcome you want to see. Because if you're a person of faith, you understand the world that God wants to create, and that's the world that we have to go by, not the world the false prophet, the evil, the pedo guy is putting out there. There's no world, the world that the light of God creates, and that's the world that we have to stand by. Okay? All right, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.